bad. A 7 is worse. Higher or lower, it's your choice on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Shark, Jim Perry.
Hello there. Welcome. Hi, thank you. 6 is bad, a 7 is worse, higher or lower, it's your choice. That sounds more like Brooklyn than Phoenix, Arizona, Fred Klickstein, but thank you for that opening poem. I've got another poem for you. That's for Fred and his poem, but I have another one. This poem was sent in by Ann Warren, who's 14 years old, from Cascade, Maryland. And she sent in, listen to this, Gene. I like poems just like Gene Wood, only his are bad and mine are good. Let's bring out our champion who's going to play the money cards, Jeff Wine. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you too, Jim.
You are doing very well, our theater manager who has won $8,400 for the money cards.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
Are you feeling lucky now?
Yes, very lucky, Jim.
Let's get to it. Let's open the board and get to the money cards. Hop up there, Jeff. Let's do as well this time, maybe better. You won $200 in the last game, which of course is yours to keep with a brand new deck of cards all shuffled and cut. We are going to give you new money, new deck of cards, and there's $200 on the bottom level in these 3 cards. See how we light everything up for you, Jeff, and we give you $200 on the next level and 3 more cards. Minimum bets are $50 till you get to the top card, the big bet, where you must bet at least half your money. Jeff, you did well the first time. Let's do it again. Here's $200. As in the game, you have a choice of 2 base cards on the bottom level. Remember, when you change up to the second level, you can change your base card, and you can change your base card again before you make that big bet. Right now, you've got $200 and this base card. It is a jack. You want to play it?
I like that, hooker. I'll bet $100 it's lower.
$100 lower than a jack? It is a 4. Very much lower.
Good card. 300, then it's higher.
The whole thing, $300 higher than a 4. Yes, with a 6. Doubling it to 600.
Let's go now. I'll bet 100, then it's higher. No high, one high card so far, higher.
Let's see a big one, $100 higher than a 6. Yes,
All
the 9.
right.
Up to 700. Up goes the 9. We'll give you the other 200. You've got 900. Do you want to play that 9?
No, let's toss it out, Jim.
You can change the 9.
Ace.
Next card
Ace.
off the top of the deck is a 6. A little better card. You've got $900 and a 6, Jeff.
I haven't seen that many low cards out. I'm going to go $100 and go against the odds and say lower. Feeling lucky.
Lower.
Feeling lucky.
Very much against the odds. About 7 cards worth. $100 lower than a 6. Oh, no, it's an ace. But it only cost you 100, and you've got an ace now with $800, Jeff.
The whole thing lower. 800 lower.
$800 lower than an ace. Yes,
All
with
right,
a 5.
all right. Decent card.
1,600 and a 5.
600. 600, then it's higher, Jim. Let's get a good big card.
$600 higher than a 5. It is
All
the
right,
queen.
all right. Good card.
2,200 and up goes the queen. Do you want to play it on the big bet or change it?
I'll play it, Jim.
And you
I'll play
must
the
bet at
lady.
least $1,100, Jeff. You've got 2,200 and a queen. What's your big bet?
Oh, I'll bet $1,200 on that lady that it's going to be lower. Be good to me, Jim.
$100 lower
me.
than a queen. It is for $3,400 in cash, Jeff. Way to go. Just had one bad card again, but you came back great.
Super cards, Jim.
Come on down, Jeff. Congratulations. And in 2 matches in cash, Jeff, you are up to $11,800.
More than I made this year.
We'll meet a new challenger right after this, so don't go away. Good. Let's open the board and get to the cards. Janice and Bettina, if you will, load in the cards, and we'll meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Marla Schramm. Hi, Marla. Nice to meet you.
How you doing, Jim?
Good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Say hello to Jeff.
Oh, he's a real winner.
He's a good player. Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Marla Schramm. I'm currently living in Santa Monica. I'm a court reporter. I love water skiing, snow skiing, all house plants, and I have an identical twin sister.
Good. How is it growing up as a twin?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very
I've got to ask you
privileged.
one thing as a court reporter. Are you really writing anything when you're sitting there typing on that little box?
Oh, you better believe it. Every word.
Really?
Every cough, everything.
Good to have you here, Marla. Good
Thank
luck to
you,
both of
Jim.
you.
Thank you.
Each player has a deck of 52 playing cards. They're shuffled. The players cut them before we go on the air. Jeff, the champion, will play the upper cards, the red cards. Marla, the challenger, the lower cards, the blue cards. Before you can begin calling high-low on the cards, you must win a high-low toss-up question. And we start the best 2 out of 3 match with a question to you, Jeff. We asked 100 13-year-old boys, if a talent scout offered you a contract to star in a television series, but you had to dress as a fairy princess, would you do it? How many 13-year-old boys said they would dress as a fairy princess?
Oh, that takes a lot of razzing to do that. And I don't know if they realize about the money. I think it's kind of low. I'd say about 38.
38
38.
13-year-olds would take the part as the fairy princess, Marlo.
Well, I'm sure they'd have a lot of prompting from their parents about that, being 13 years old. I'm going to say it's going to be a touch higher.
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 If it is higher, Marla, you'll go to the board first. If not, it'll be Jeff. And the actual number of 13-year-old boys who would dress as a fairy princess to star in a television series is 32, not higher. Jeff. Yeah.
Good
Jeff,
card, Jeff.
your
Good
base
card.
card is a 10. Whenever you win the question, you have the right to change it.
I think
Well
I'll
played.
change it this time, Jim.
Next card off the top of the
Good.
deck is a 5. Good
That's
change.
better. That's better. Let's go high, Jim. High.
Higher than a 5? Yes, with another
Got
10.
that 10 back. Let's go low.
You're going to
low.
risk it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
Lower
it.
than a 10. It is
All
a 2,
right.
very much lower.
Gotta go high, Jim. Gotta go
Higher
high.
than a 2. A 3.
All the way, Jim. All the way.
For the first
All
game of
the
the
way.
match, if this is higher, yes, with a 5. He did it. Wow. We'll set up for game 2, Janice. Jeff, when you get going on those hot streaks, you just knock them off.
Oh, incredible.
And we'll set up with the same 2 decks of cards. Marla, you didn't get a chance.
I didn't get a chance to do anything. He is on a hot streak. No
Maybe
doubt
you'll
about
get
it.
on a streak this time.
Oh,
You
I
need
hope
this
so.
game, and the question's going to you, Marla. We asked 100 single women between the ages of 21 and 40. Have you ever made a fool of yourself over a man?
Oh,
How many women
mercy.
said they had made a fool of themselves over a man?
They would be lying if they didn't admit it. Once in their life, I would have to say, I'd say 78.
78 women have made a fool of themselves over a man, Jeff.
Oh, I don't know if it's really that high. I think by the time they get to that age, they know what they're doing. I think it's lower.
What do you mean when they get to that age, 21 to 40?
Well, you know, 16, it would be higher, but...
How old are you, Jeff?
23.
23. Well, I guess 21 to 40 would be that age to Jeff. Yeah, you say lower. The actual number of single women who have made fools of themselves over a man is 67. It's lower, Jeff. And Jeff, good cards. You've been getting them. An ace.
Oh, yeah! Lower, Jim,
Lower
lower.
than an ace. It is a 7.
I'm ahead. I'll freeze.
We'll freeze. Move the freeze bar over. Can't take those cards away from you. Jeff, the question to you. We asked 100 marriage counselors across the country. Who are more sexually promiscuous, men or women? How many professional marriage counselors said men are more sexually promiscuous?
Whoa.
I don't know if you heard that lady's voice out of the audience there say 100, friends.
Well, being of the same sex and knowing the friends I know, I think it's pretty high. I say 80.
80.
80.
Professional marriage counselors. Men are more sexually promiscuous. He says 80, Marla.
I like his... I agree with him, but I think it's going to have to be a touch lower.
You say lower than that.
Lower. Let it be.
The actual number of marriage counselors who said men are more sexually promiscuous is 89, not lower, Jeff. Well, somehow I'm not sure if that's a compliment, Jeff. You
I
got
don't
a 7. You want to change it?
Let's get rid of it, Jim.
Changing the 7 to a 3.
All right, great card. Higher.
Higher than a
Jim.
3. Yes, a
All
6.
right. Go higher again. Let's go higher
Higher
again.
than a 6. Oh, no. A 5 is lower. That is one of the few mistakes that Jeff has made. And Marla, you get a free chance to play a 9. You didn't win the question. You cannot
Right.
change it.
Okay, it's going to be lower.
Lower than a 9. Yes,
Yes,
a 6.
yes. Okay, come on, it's going to be higher.
Higher
Higher.
than a 6. It is.
Okay, I'm definitely going to freeze. Have to freeze on
Marla
8.
freezes with a 1-card advantage as we fill in the spaces. Question to you, Marla. We asked 100 women. The last time you cried, was it because you were sad or because you were happy? How many women said the last time they cried, they were happy?
Oh, I'd like to think it would be a lot, but I'm going to have to say... yeah, I was going to say something close to that. 35.
35. Did you bring along a Greek chorus with you, Marla?
Yeah,
or were
I
you-
have some friends up there.
She says 35 women cried when they were happy rather than sad. Jeff?
Well, I agree with that. I think more women would cry when they're sad. I think lower.
Lower than that?
Yes. Yes.
The actual number of women who said the last time they cried they were happy is 25. It's lower, Jeff. Yes.
Be good.
You've got a 3, Jeff. Do you want
Play it. We'll play it and go higher.
You
Higher.
got a 3? Yes,
Oh,
for the
good
king.
card. Good card. Lower. Jim.
Lower than a king. A
All
4.
right. All the way. Higher.
Higher for the
2.
championship? No! A 2. And you lose all 3 cards. A break from Marla. Play off the 8 and call this, Marla.
Mercy. Okay, this is going to be... higher.
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 Higher than an 8. No, a 5. Could not advance. Jeff needs 3 cards. Marla needs 2. Sudden death. Someone has to win with this play of the cards. Jeff, we asked 100 men, very simply, did you shave this morning? How many men said yes?
Oh, I shave every morning. I think almost all of them shave every morning. I'd say about 88.
88 shaved that morning, Marla.
I'm glad he said that. I'd have to say higher.
Higher.
I'd have to say higher because it's such a common practice. It's almost like brushing your teeth. You get up and shave.
Higher.
Higher.
The actual number of men who shaved that morning is 70. Not higher, Jeff. Now then, Jeff, you need 3 cards. Marla needs 2 cards. You've got the decision. Do you want to play it or pass it?
It's all yours, Marla.
All right, Marla, you cannot change the 8. You need both
Okay.
cards. If you can get them both, you've tied it up. One mistake,
Okay.
Jeff wins the championship.
It is definitely going to be higher this time.
Higher than
Higher.
8. It wasn't
Higher.
the last time. Is it this
Higher.
time? Yes, a 10.
This is really, really rough. The next card is going to be lower.
Lower than a 10.
Please.
No, it is not lower. And Jeff in sudden death wins the championship again. Oh, Marla, you came so close. Thank you. Hope you had fun. Thank you for joining us. Marla Schramm. Jeff, come on down here. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you.
We'll play the money cards. Jeff's got $12,000 already. Money cards right after this. Champion Jeff Wine. You ready to go again?
Yeah, I'm getting used to this. This is great. This is great.
Then let's open the board and get to the money cards. Jeff, step on up there. You've done very well so far. Hope you can keep it up. Once again, brand new deck of cards, all shuffled and cut. Janice will deal them out in her own inimitable fashion, never making a mistake in her entire life. How's that for putting the pressure on you, Jan? You almost dropped one. Of course, your minimum bets are $50 till you get to the top card where you must bet at least half the money. But you know that by now. You've done so very well, Jeff. What? Your legs are getting what?
Weak.
Don't. Hang in there. Here's $200. Does that make your legs feel a little stronger? We'll start you on the bottom line with this base card, Jeff. It is a 5.
That
You
helps.
want it?
I want it. Let's go. 150, it's higher. 150, it's
By
higher.
the way, $150 higher than a 5. It is
All
an
right.
ace. Wow, his luck. Oh,
Good
350.
card, Jim. Excellent. All of it, the whole bundle, it's lower. Lower.
$350 lower than an ace. It is a 9.
All right.
Yes, for $700.
All right. I'll say 100 that it's lower.
$100 lower
Something
than a
low.
9. Yes,
All
an 8.
right, all right.
$800. Up goes the 8. We give you the other $200. You've got $1,000. And now that great change, if you'd like, do you want to change that 8?
Let's get rid of it, Jim. Let's get rid of it. Do something good.
A nice
2.
additive. You
2.
can change that 8 to a 3.
That's
Not
great.
too bad.
That's great. The whole thing, Jim. The whole thing is higher.
All
The
or
whole
nothing.
thing,
For
the whole thing.
$2,000, if this is higher than a 3, it is very much higher.
Great card. Oh. All of it, Jim, that it's lower.
All of it again.
All of it, Jim.
$2,000 lower than a king. Yes! A 3 again! 4,000 and a 3.
All 4,000, Jim, but it's higher. Be good.
It gets harder to make that bet with all of it as the money adds up.
Oh, Jim.
$4,000 higher than a 3. Ah, yes, $8,000. And again, you can change that base card before the big bet.
Let's get rid of it, Jim. Let's get rid of it.
See if we can make a good change. Instead of an 8, we have a queen.
Good. I
Jeff,
like
you
that
must bet
lady.
at least
Like that lady.
4,000. You've got 8,000 and a queen. What is your big bet?
$7,000, but it's lower. Be good.
$7,000.
Chicken. 7,000, it's lower.
Jeff, you are at least going to get $1,000 out of these money cards. But if this is lower than a queen, you will finish it with $15,000. Lower than a queen? Yeah! 15 grand!
I do not believe it.
You are sensational!
Thank you, Jim.
Come on down here. Now, without looking at that, do you know how much money you've won?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe that's maybe my car, probably.
I think so. Jeff Wine, you have now won $27,000 in cash.
Thank you, Jim.
We'll be right back, right after this. Jeff, I must ask you, Janice was asking me to ask you this. Some of the terms you use, what is the word you use for a jack?
Jack's a hooker.
Jack is a hooker.
Queen is a lady. King is a cowboy.
Oh, a jack is a hooker. I never knew that.
I
Son of
wasn't
a
calling
gun.
you.
Would you load in the cards with 2 brand new decks of cards there, Janice? And we'll meet a new challenger on Card Sharks. Carol Phillips. Hello, Carol. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jim.
Would you tell us about yourself?
Surely. My name is Carol Phillips, and I live in Diamond Bar. I'm engaged to be married, and we're about to form our own Brady Bunch. Between us, we have a 6-year-old dancer, a 7-year-old soccer player, a 14-year-old girl chaser, a 14-year-old all-star soccer player, an 18-year-old roper, who is a girl, and a 19-year-old runner who's studying to be a veterinarian.
That's a Brady Bunch. Good luck, Carol.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
You'll play the blue cards. Jeff, the champion, the red cards on top. Jeff, we asked 100 married men. Have you ever looked at your mother-in-law and said to yourself, I wish I could punch you right in the nose? How many men said yes?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think that's that high. My girlfriend's mother is dynamite, and she's just dynamite. I say about 30.
30!
Not very many.
I've wanted to punch their mother-in-law in the nose, Carol.
I disagree. You know that old adage about mothers-in-law. I'm going to say it's higher than that.
Higher. Well, the actual number of married men who wish they could punch their mother-in-law in the nose is 25, not higher, Jeff. Jeff, your base card is a jack.
Oh.
Do you want it?
I want that. Let's go lower, Jim. Lower.
That's a hooker, right,
Yeah,
Jeff?
give me that. Yeah, good hooker.
Lower than a jack. Oh, no, it's a king.
Nice cowboy run.
Free chance for Carol to play a 9.
I'm going to say lower, Jim.
Lower than a 9. Yes, a 5.
All right. I'm going to go on and say higher.
Higher than a 5 is
Yes!
the queen.
I love it. I love it. Lower.
Risking those 2 and this one lower. Yes, an 8.
Freeze.
Freezing it. Carol needs 1 card to win the first game of the match. Janice will fill in the spaces, and we'll fill in a bit of your knowledge about these important products. Don't go away.